I'm dumb. Well, that's a bit brutal, but for the purposes of this video, accurate. For any of this to make any sense, I'll need to start at the beginning. I'm almost an entirely different animal than what I was in my mid to late teens. I was apathetic towards mostly all forms of education, and once my father asked me what I wanted to do once my school nightmare was over, I replied, I want a job where I don't have to think. A job where I don't have to think. If we were to do exactly what I didn't want to do and think about that statement, it's pretty damn bleak. It probably safely stands as the stupidest thing I have ever said. The look on my father's face when I said this was, as you have probably imagined, that of pure disappointed amazement. One of the strangest things about this is that I wasn't, in the way of my ability to process and retain knowledge, a stupid kid. I just could not muster any joy from the pursuit of knowledge. Whether this is a failing in how I was taught in school as a child is another thing altogether, but I believe that it's due to not being taught that knowledge is fundamentally interesting. After going from one menial job to the next, I decided boredom of work was worse than boredom of education, so I went online and I found out exactly what I needed to do to be accepted at any university, let alone a decent one. Bearing in mind I had left without any grades of any note, or what's known in Bristol as the sum total of fuck all, I finally came to the answers I needed. 3 years of foundational education, 2 years of advanced, and a separate qualification for both maths and English, both lasting 1 year. But what was amazing was that I became inexorable in my pursuit of UCAS points, currency in which I could use to go to university. Knowledge was just a byproduct. But when you do things like this, you inevitably mingle with intelligent people and realise that intelligence is interesting. People who know more have more to talk about, more opinions, and more controversies. I now think back to the kid I was, uninterested in being interesting, and compare it to the man I am now, actively seeking out the gaps in my knowledge. I think how different I am to then. This brings me to the point in this whole video. Does knowledge change you fundamentally? Can knowledge make you a better or worse person? Can knowledge change your moral compass? I want to find out, so I want to crank it up a little bit. Over the next few years, I want to actively pursue all sides of an argument, learn and make educated decisions about them, and become a champion of those views and facts which I find. What scares me is that there is no going back. If knowledge can change you fundamentally, then it's permanent, and that's terrifying but exciting in equal measure. So there you have it. There is the start of my journey to knowledge. These videos won't be frequent or regular, but they will be there. So that's all from me for now. I'll see you on the other side.